You know, once I saw that Promo Tyrannomon, I had to revisit the Tyrannomon deck. So here we go. They give it quite a bit of keywords. Got collision, blocker, and piercing. And what makes it good is it could also de-digivolve when you do digivolve. And it can unsuspend all turns once per turn when you delete an opponent's Digimon. Pretty good. Koromon, standard. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, draw one, draw power, red base. I did try a green base, and I was even putting in Tyrannomon, the one all turns when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you gain a memory. I thought of like, okay, well, you could kind of maybe play defensive where you're forced to attack, maybe play a Lapis Demon. Forced to attack, block, delete it, trash one from the Metal Tyrannomon level 5, and then unsuspend. But it was very clunky, and it wasn't as fast as a red based. Agumon, EX8, Digivolves from Koromon, reveal 3, get a Ryutaro and a Digimon. Is it blurry or is it just me? I don't think so, right? You'll get a Reptile, Dinosaur, or Dinosaur in its trait, so you could basically pick up, I think, every card in the deck. Size level 3. One of the level 3s that I'm running. 3 of the other EX8 Agumon. This one on play can suspend an opponent's Digimon, Digivolve from 0 over Koromon, and inherit a Retaliation. Wanted to do it in case you do swing twice, and then the Rustyrannomon doesn't have reboot. You swing over it and have retaliation, you'll take down the Digimon with it. Blasting over the Agumon Dace, of course, just more targets. This one I thought was really good, just because you got collision, so you're forcing your opponent's Digimon to block. Your attack target is your opponent, so now this will trigger, right? Because the inherit for this Agumon, this is starter deck 7-1. When this Digimon attacks a player, it gets 2000 DP for the turn. So now you're thinking swing at the player, get the 2000 DP, your opponent has to block, and there you go. Now your Tyrannomon goes up to 15k, even more. Gatomon, this card is actually really good. I think I would like to run it that more, but all turns players can play Digimon by effects. You wouldn't be able to trigger your Fortitude here with your Dinomon or the level 5 Tyrannomon. So be careful with that, or scramble, anything like that. I think it's good because there's a lot of decks right now. Excuse me. Think of Jesmon. Jesmon plays Sistermons, plays Gankumon, so they can't play him by the effects, and with the level 4 Savior Huck, you can do it once per turn. So Gatomon's actually pretty good for that. I think that's pretty much it for the level 3s. Level 4s, still doing the Tyrannomon Security one, EX8. Digivolves for 2 over Reptile, so you can, I mean, they're all green anyway. You could Digivolve. Just keep in mind, you would pay the 3 costs over the Gatomon. Security effect, end of the battle, you can play it, and then start your main phase, and when you Digivolve until the end of your opponent's turn, you can give this Digimon, not can, you do. It gets 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Then the inherit gives it another 2k, so up to 5, if anything. I like this because then eventually if you end up you raid or you swing over something, you get extra DP. This automatically becomes 8k, which is pretty crazy for a champion. 2 of the BT14. Wanted to run this at 4. And reason being is because at the end of the turn basically gives a Tyrannomon Blitz, which would go really well with the new Tyrannomon promo, where you have collision and all that stuff. Start your main phase for the turn when this Digimon would Digivolve into your card with Tyrannomon in its name or the Dinosaur or Ceratopsian trait. Reduce Digivolution cost by 1. This is very good because it's for the whole turn. So you could Digivolve into Tyranno X, Digivolve to level 5, level 6, you reduce it every time you Digivolve by 1. And then the Blitz is really good. So you could opt to go more there if you want. 2 of the BT11, on play when Digivolving lets you play a Tamer with the play cost of 3 or less. Doesn't come up as often. I mean, you could play your Ryotaro, right? And then here, while you have a Tamer in play, it gets 2000 DP. Honestly, I don't like use it as much. You can even cut it to 1 or none. Although playing a Tamer for free is always good, so it does get its play worth from there. Tyrannomon X, initially I had cut it out because I'm thinking like, well, when you end up going through the whole process, you go into the Metal Tyrannomon promo. Why do I want to be suspended? I want to attack with the level 6. Still pretty good to do it anyway. So it's just so raid, right? And then when you attack, if Tyrannomon or X anybody is under its sources, you can digivolve into a level 5 with the Dinosaur Trade or something like that. Reduce cost by 1. Ryotaro, now you can trigger that and you can digivolve again, so now you can go up to level 6. There's reasons why I play this and I can't remember. Oh yes, for level 5s. Because you do want to raid, and then you can trigger the one attacking. And all the level 5s really have digivolving effects that require them to be suspended in order for them to fully resolve. For example, this Metal Tyrannomon here. On playing one digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. Then, if this Digimon is suspended, they digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and until the end of your opponent's turn, their effects can return this Digimon to the hand or decks, or affected with the digivolve effects. So that's where this comes into play. Ryotaro does it as well. You can just swing with any level 4 and then just tap Ryotaro, if I'm even saying it right, and then that's how you'll end up swinging with these and triggering their effects. The all turns when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top security card. So with the Rustyrannomon promo, I think it's really good because then you can block. Delete a Digimon, he unsuspends since it's all turns, and now the inherit of the Metal Tyrannomon triggers. And you get to trash one of the security stack because it's all turns, not just once, not just during your turn. I don't know what I'm doing here. It goes there. And then the other Master Tyrannomon EXA, this one has Fortitude, so if it gets deleted, if it has a Digivolution card, it'll come back, and that's how you trigger it. It's on play, you can suspend one Digimon. Then if this one is suspended, you can delete a Digimon with 8000 DP or less, which can, it's nice, that happens. You could swing into your opponent, and if they have a blocker and you just need to swing to game, when you have the any champion, right, or this one, you can just Digivolve, suspend the other one, suspend the blocker and pop a Digimon or pop that blocker, and then you can go for game. Inherit of Security Attack +1 can be very good because now your Promo Rustyrannomon can basically conduct 4 checks. And if you do an early chip off, now you can just basically just go for game, right? I'm playing 4, but honestly, I still think the Dinomon is better. I might do 4 Dino and 2 Rust, or 3 and 3, just if I want to see him evenly. I already talked about it in the beginning, but he has Collision, Piercing, Blocker. Collision is when you attack, you give your opponent's Digimon blocker, and they're forced to block. So it's kind of like a Laplace Demon in a sense, but during your turn. When Digivolve into Digivolve 4, one of your opponent's Digimon. I love this because there's a lot of new ace cards, there's, you know, cards have protection or what have you. So de-digivolving is still probably one of the best ways to remove high level Digimon because you just revert them. So a lot of them have protection where, like, you know, can't be deleted by effects, can't be returned to the hand or deck. This one just reverts it to its previous forms. So, and then mind you, if you do end up doing it on an ace Digimon, that card got removed, you'll get that memory back. And now you can go ahead and swing. You have Collision. So it kind of sets it up, right? So the Digivolve level 7, whatever, by 4. Let's say it goes back to a rookie when you Digivolve. Then if, well, Digivolves for 4 over Tyrannomon in its name. If not, costs 5, which is pretty costly. So 4, Ryotaro, and the Tyrannomon gets to do it for 1 less. And that is where I do really like this one, where it gives a blitz essentially. You're at 0 all the way, you have the level 5, just pretend there's a level 5 here. So now when you Digivolve, even if you go for the 5, now you trigger the end of your turn. Digimon has Tyrannomon in its name, it can attack. So like I was saying, Digivolve, de-Digivolve, swing, since you get Blitz from this one, and then you have Collision, so now you'll take care of the remainder of the Digimon that you de-Digivolved, and then it gets popped. Unsuspend, because it has all turns once per turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted in battle, this Digimon may unsuspend. You have Piercing, and Security Attack +1, or trash a card. And then there you go. Resolves, and now you have a blocker that can block essentially twice. Or if it's still your turn, you can just attack twice. And that's 4 checks, but then you would really kind of need that Ender, like Omni for game, something like that. It's more of a, I feel like this card's more of a answering to your opponent, not so much as being aggressive. Because, like, yes, it can be aggressive, but now after you do all that, there's nothing stopping it from being deleted just from like a Gaia Force. I'm always going to say Gaia Force, right? Or just getting popped, returned to the hand, or anything like that. It has no protection at all. That's what makes the card, I guess, the weakness of the card. And to Dinomon, like I said, you can, I'm gonna end up doing 3-3, maybe even 4-2, because I actually still, I'll have both of these in my hand, and I still want to do the Dinomon, because Dinomon has protection in a way, because you have Fortitude. It has Security Attack +1 built in, and cost 4 for Evo over Tyrannomon or Dinosaur in Straight. Then when you do play it, or when Digivolve, you can suspend one Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP. What's nice about this one is you end up swinging with the Ryutaro or the Tyrannomon X to help you build up all the way to level 6. So now it's going to be suspended when you do attack, which will now, when it's your opponent's turn, the opponent's turn effect of this card triggers. Which is, while this Digimon is suspended, all of your opponent's Digimon can only attack suspended Digimon. So it's basically better than a blocker. He's at 13. So with that level 4, if it was still during your turn, where you gave him the extra 3k, now he's at 16 because it's till the end of your opponent's turn. So you had a 16k blocker. But point is, Dinomon is actually pretty good, and that is why I'm going to up the count back and then just lower the Metal Tyrannomon. I was just trying for the Metal Tyrannomon because it's a new card. Everyone wants to play new cards. And 7th, we're still going to play Agumon. You can blast over the Dinomon. It sucks you cannot blast over the Metal Tyranno because it is only green and I was about to brown. Green and black. So you can't blast over, unfortunately. When you do blast, you can delete up to this Digimon's total DP worth of your opponent's Digimon. Mind you, if you have that Tyrannomon that gave you 3k, he's at 17. Since it's still the end of your opponent's turn. So you could do all that with the Dinomon, and then, you know, if they're about to delete it because they have like 16k EP or whatever, you just do that. When attacking, if you have a Tamer, trash your opponent's top security card. So the thing with this one is the level 3s, which I'm sure you guys know by now. If you have 2 security cards or less, you can Digivolve over Agumon for a play cost of 3. Now, I'm sure it works that way, but a lot of the times I like to like just question myself and just feel like a noob, like I don't know anything. So I think during your turn you could blast over the Agumon, right? I don't see why you couldn't, because it is a separate Digivolution one. But I don't know, like Digimon has gotten to the point where like I know how to play it, but at the same time, I don't know how to play it. It's weird. Ryutaro. Start your main phase if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Then, when a Digimon attacks during your turn, if it has Tyrannomon in its name, by suspending this Tamer, you may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Tyrannomon in its name, or the dinosaur trait in the hand, with the evil cost reduced by 1. So it's just like I said, when you attack, if you don't have the qualifications for the Tyrannomon X, or you don't have a Tyrannomon X, you just do this and now you can do it. You can run it at 4. This was my whole thing, right? I'm playing Mimi. This is BT1. Okay, from all of BT1, I think this is the most used card that gets played. BT1. BT1! My goodness. Memory setter. If you have a level 5 green or higher Digimon in play, you can suspend this Tamer, and if you do that, you can either hatch, or you could bring up from your breeding area a Digimon. So, my whole gimmicky thing of this was to be able to close out. Where the hell did I put those numbers? It was to be able to close out if you're actually going to go through with the whole Rustyrannomon thing. Swing, you got security attack +1, unsuspend, right? Then you got another security attack +1, and you trash one, that's 5. If you have the. Well, no, you would have to have both inherits. But you check 4. Excuse me. You have Mimi. You have 2. Then you can just tap 1. Patch. Digivolve to a rookie. Tap the other one. Bring it up, and then you can close for game. I was only playing it at 2, but because of a lot of the searching and stuff, you will bottom deck this. So that is why I went for as opposed to 2. You could do 4 and 2 if you want, however you want. Garnet Memory Boost is really good for this deck because it lets you search for green and black Digimon, which is every single card here besides the Tamers and the option cards, because you can only pick up a Digimon. Black also meets its color requirements, and after you played it a full turn later, you can trash it and gain 2 memory. Security, place it in the battle area, which is good because then after your opponent attacks, now you can just trash it and gain the memory. One Heaven's Judgment. My thinking was we need like quick ways to remove stuff. So for example, if you can't do Digivolve, let's say they just dropped like a level set, like a new Beelzemon, Blast Ace. You can't do Digivolve. Or cards that can't be Digivolve, trash, whatever. If it's, you're at 3, whatever, play Heaven's Judgment. This one, if you have green in play, it could also be played. It will meet the color requirement. For each, so you activate it once, which is minus 6,000 to your opponent's Digimon, and then for every color activated again, I guess that would probably delete it. Look, in case it doesn't get deleted, so you decrease their DP, and then end of the turn you have Blitz, Collision, you force that to block, and now you pop. That was kind of what happened. I couldn't delete something for some damn reason. Yeah, I must have done math wrong because you should have been able to delete it. Anyway, moving on. Heaven's Judgment. And then security effect, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12k for the turn. Giant Missile. Quick removal and stun something from being unsuspended, right? So suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. One of their Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of the turn. That could really help you, especially if you have no more security. You have no more security. Even if this isn't the security, right? They need that one more hit. They have that one Digimon. You could stun that Digimon, and you could bottom deck the other one or bottom. Check out some counters on my Etsy shop, some deck boxes, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys next time.